Hello everyone, welcome back to Cosmic Express. It's a new day, I've got a fresh pair of eyeballs in. Let's see if we can make some progress somewhere. Now, where have we not been in the longest time? I guess Cassiopeia we kind of visited briefly when we unlocked it. So, the snag here is that if you pick up everybody, then drop everybody off, then pick up everybody. If we try and drop everybody off here, the problem's going to be that when we get to the door, the person at the back can't get into the house, so the train carriage can't pull forward further. So if the airlock was open, we wouldn't have a problem, but the airlock doesn't open until everybody is home. So let's start investigating. So we need the last person to come in one of these purple houses to be at the front of the train. So is there any way that we could pick up both of these guys, then drop one of them off from the front? Okay, if we do this, this doesn't work because now we can't ever drop off the other purple because we can't go in here and turn around, and we can't go in there and turn around, so that's no good to us. Pick up one at the front, pick up one at the back. Drop off one at the back. But then if we pick up again, we're picking up from the back again. And if we drop off one at the front, we can never get into this house again. Now, one of the things we need to figure out is, obviously, the geometry of the level is the same. Is symmetrical left to right. But obviously, these guys need to come to the closer houses, and these guys need to go to the further houses. So do we start on the right in some manner, and then work over to the left? Or not? Because it can't be this, because again, once we get to here, there's no way to drop somebody off in this house and make an escape. By the time we do this and try and drop somebody off there, it's never going to work out. So this double cross situation in the center seems to be the sticking point of the problem. So what if we try and work backwards a bit? We've got a house where we want somebody to be at the front. Let's use the outside edge. We want you to be at the front. So then we want to drop off these two. But can we pick up one on the way round? Pick up one, pick up the other. Drop off one. Pick up the other. Does that work out? Is working... Oh, no. Yes. Maybe. Well, it's such a roller coaster of emotions right now. It's looking good, though. Alright, a success within 4 minutes. I'm very happy. So, 6 was already open to us, but we've unlocked 5. Oh God, this is slightly busier, isn't it? Apologies for the sirens. Right. I'm guessing I need to pick up some people on this side to start. Now, could we pick up one here? We could like that, then drop someone off. But now, by the time we drop somebody off here, we can never escape again because we can't get out. Obviously, that's going to extend to there. No doubt. So how are we going to make runs from these two and these two whilst also not bifurcating the level? We're probably going to have to do some kind of long out and back, aren't we? Now that can't work because then we get stuck. We pick up these two purples, we can never escape again. And it's probably going to be some kind of delicate use of these two passes of the purples that we're going to need to worry about. I don't suppose there's ever any world where we pick them up first. Because by the time we try and drop the first one off to pick up these guys, we've blocked ourselves in again. I don't suppose we ever come round and get these two from the back corner first. Then pick up these two. We can drop one off, but that blocks the exit. This is going to need to come out this way. And there's no way for us to have this track go to the two houses before the two oranges. So it's probably not that. We certainly can't ever just pick up one of the oranges. Oh, we can this way, yes, but obviously we can't then go back in this way. So we pick up both of the oranges. And then if we drop them off this way, by the time in any way we ever pick up the other oranges, we can't get back because we've cut off the level. So I'm now assuming that we must kind of go in this direction, or at the very least perhaps this direction. Now we've dropped off one orange, picked up one purple. Now we've dropped off a second orange. We can pick up two oranges and drop off a purple while picking up the other orange. Then if we swing round and do this, is that everybody? I might have miscalculated along the way, but I'm hopeful. I think I've miscalculated along the way. Alright, but we're nearly there. If we extend this round to that tile there, we go through the same start line. These guys get picked up in a pair. They get dropped off now. And everyone is where they need to be. Excellent progress today. So then 6 to unlock the rest of Cassiopeia. Now you'd think this would be easier with everybody being the same colour. We can't ever cross through here unless we're finishing the puzzle. Because this needs to come out to either here or there. And that presumes, I think, that it must either do that or that. I guess no, because we can drop off from this tile. Oh, no, we can't? Because if I just do that with the train, right? We can't, from this tile, but where the cab of the train is right now, drop people off. So they must get dropped off from this tile or this tile behind it. So, what do we do? Let's just start throwing stuff out there and seeing what sticks. Not this, I'm going to guess, because this is a good example of what I was just discussing. We're now stuck with the train carriage at the front. Even if this orange one was in the front carriage of the train, they still couldn't be dropped off. So we're going to have to come through the side at the end. So I think we're picking up at least one of these three first, because if we pick up this guy first, we can never use this house. And we can't do that, because then we block off the carriage. So this guy is probably getting picked up last or near last. Because if we pick them up in this manner, then they still don't get home. Because this is the head of the train, this is them. Although if they get picked up here, head of the train passenger, head of the train passenger, passenger gets out. So if they're at the front of the train, when they get picked up here, this will be fine. But if we ever pick up this guy, this house doesn't get used. But there's the same number of tiles to work with on either side of the door. That's a bit of a predicament. So where could they get sneaky? Because we can't ever approach houses and go then into corners. We need to make sure that one of the corners is left like totally open for the last guy to get home. And I think it needs to be this end. So if, say, we drop off at this house last and pick up here last, how do we do the other three? If we pretend that that is the solution, not that we know that it is. We pick up 2, we drop off 2. Then we can't pick this guy up and get him to this house because we bifurcate the level in half with the train. So how do we get to a house before picking this guy up? I don't know that we can. Unless this guy gets to a house earlier, and this guy becomes the one we do last. But I can't see a way to do that either, because this traps us into the corner. Quite the coinky-dink. Is that a Scooby-Doo thing? Like Jinkies? Or is that just a phrase? I've no idea. Just sounds like something that Velma would say. House? No, because now I'm working forwards, so it has to be person, then house. This would be house, then person, then house, then person, then house, then person. But we can't do this because we never get to the center. And it can't be that because this one never gets put anywhere, do they? Yeah, therein lies the problem. Man, this is tricky. This looks so unassuming, and then it's just like, nah, here's like a proper problematic piece of geometry with this door. this is the same problem. So what can we do with these corners? That's what's getting me right now. Because if we could do something like pick up 2 here. Pick up 1 there, pick up another there. But doing that gets those 2 home, right? It just gets them both home in the front seat rather than this that gets them both home but uses the back seat, which is much of a muchness. The only difference, I guess, is that we leave these 2 tiles open if we needed to make a turn, but why would we need to do this when we can do that? I don't know. The sirens are back. All day long. Right. These 2 don't seem to be the problem, but I bet that's the trick. I have to make these guys my problem. Because we end up with all this unused space that we can't visit twice. It's just the same problem on loop. Because there's no way to pick this person up, put them in a house, and get back to the opposing side. Apart from this. Doing them first blocks out the ending, so it's not that. I just can't see how we can make a loop that then gets this guy to that house without keeping these guys on this half of the line and this guy on that half of the line. I am perplexed, and we shall go poke something else. Ursa Major 7, what are you? You are this horrible thing, aren't you? So if we ever come through this center, we can't pick up the people at the back. Or at least we can't pick up this guy. So if we do them first, we pick up you. Then we can't loop back round again. I don't even know where my brain is, like, completely packed in. What was going on over in Taurus? Oh, it's mystery houses, and for some reason this doesn't work. That orange gets in too late at the end. Orange goes in a mystery. Grab the other orange. If we grab this purple, we'll never get the other purple back. Right, we only have one in the train here. But we definitely can't get 3 in a train there. And at this point, we haven't even touched an orange. I have no idea if I just found an answer or whether I've completely convoluted everything. Man, some days, brains are weird. You stare at one puzzle, it's like, can't do it. Brain cannot fathom it. Then you jump into something else and go, yeah, there's the solution immediately. How did you miss it? Thus is the nature of puzzle games. Right, so the 4 oranges must go in the 4 question marks. The 2 purples must go into the 2 purples. But you know what? I'm going to let my brain take a beat, but we will be back at this tomorrow at the usual time, I'm sure. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.